Hey gems, and welcome back to Mae Chronicles. In this video I am showing you guys how I got this look with the hot glue gun method. If you want to know how I got it, all you gotta do is stay tuned. And I think it is just popping, like so yeah, stay tuned to see how I got this look.
Shout out my mucus. Can you know that be my slime? Shout out my mucus. That be my slime. That be my slime.
Here I'm just showing you guys some of the things that I need. Hot glue gun, dome cap, hot glue gun sticks, and 6 was not enough for me. I needed way more than that. And it was 3 bundles and a frontal. I got this hair from YWigs.com. And they sent me a mesh cap and an elastic band. I personally don't use that type of elastic band. I purchased my own from Amazon, as well as dome caps from the beauty supply store. They sent me a frontal that was 18 inches, a 18-inch bundle, and 2 20-inch bundles. And I was just showing y'all, but y'all couldn't see it, so I just gave up. Here I'm showing you guys my weave making draw. I don't know what to call it, but I'm just showing you guys what I have and what I use. I use a dome cap that's black. You can use brown if you want. I've really never seen brown, but I just use black because, I don't know. I just use it. Now I'm placing the dome cap on the wig mannequin. And one thing about this, I have to measure really precise. And as y'all can see with that pink/red writing, that's my measurements for a closure. Basically, me and my mom, we measured my head and we realized that I'm not a 23.5. I'm actually a 22.5 or a 22. So, yeah. But I like to line it up with the mannequin threading. It really doesn't matter, but that's just my preference. Now I'm showing you guys the bundles. And they actually look so much better in person. I didn't really like how it looked initially, so I started brushing it out, combing it out with my hand, and I loved how it felt and how it looked. And that was actually my first time playing with it, so it did have a couple of snags, but that's all deep curly hair. Here I'm showing you guys how the 18-inch was smaller with the wefts compared to the 20 inches. And that's really shocking because usually they say the longer the hair, the shorter the wefts, but that doesn't apply for this. Now, I told y'all that I bought the wrong size wig head, so I had to measure it just to make sure that it fits my head perfectly. And sometimes if you end up getting the wrong size, it really doesn't matter, because I won't say it doesn't matter, but you can use the elastic band to tighten it up, but I just don't like going through that step. I purchased a elastic band, but I usually don't use it because I don't like having to put it on there because it kind of gives me a headache. I don't know, maybe I make mine too tight. So therefore, I just like to make sure it's right when I'm making the wig so that I can avoid doing that. Now I'm just sewing it in, and a lot of the steps I didn't show you guys because this is just the hot glue gun method. So if you want to know how I sew my frontals and closures down, you can request that in the comments. You can also request some of the other stuff that I did that you're probably like, oh my god, how did you do that? And I can show you guys all of the steps, but since this is just the hot glue gun method, I'm just showing you some of the things that I do. If you're a beginner, you may want to use T-pins to hold it, but I personally think that just is a waste of time. So this is sped up, and you see that I'm still going like really slow even though it's sped up, and that's because you have to take your time. You have to make sure that it's sticking, and you'll see in parts of it where it doesn't stick all the way, and that's because it burnt my hand, and I'm over here like trying to cool my hand down, so I just let it go. So I had to redo those parts, but it's not really that bad. When I'm recording, it was actually hard to record and to ensure that you guys can see what I was doing. So while I'm trying to ensure that you guys see what I'm doing, I'm over here burning my hand. So usually I don't burn my hands. You really don't have to worry about burning your hand unless you're also a YouTuber who likes to do tutorials like me. So yeah, other than that, when I'm not doing it on camera, I do not burn my hand. And I'm telling you guys, be careful, because it hurts. It doesn't leave a mark. It burns for like 2 seconds and then it goes away. But those 2 seconds feel like forever. You really don't have to fan it. I did fan it, but you don't have to. The only reason I fanned it is because I'm just like, oh my God, let's get this over with. Because I had burnt my hand a couple times already. Here, I'm just showing you guys how you layer it when you're turning the corners, because I don't like to cut my wefts, honestly, so I try to avoid that. I did avoid cutting the wefts, thankfully, because I hate cutting the wefts, and I also left a space because I like to fold it to where that one bundle is going the same direction as the frontal, and that helps it blend a little bit better. So I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna just let you guys watch for a little bit. So usually I double with the bottom 2 bundles, which are also the longest 2 bundles. But since I knew I only had 3 bundles, I was like, okay, I know I can't double with 2 bundles, which were the 2 20-inch bundles. So for the second bundle, which was also the 20-inch, I decided to do a single width. So I used the hot glue gun and did 1 piece at a time rather than doing 2 pieces at a time, because you want it to be thin in the middle and the top as well. The back doesn't really matter as much. You like it to be full, but at the top you want it to be full but not too full, because that's when it starts looking really wiggy. Here I had to get my life together. At this point, I was tired of burning my hands, so I started using a comb, but honestly, I'd rather use my hand because the comb wasn't doing as much justice as I could, I believe. Okay, sis, come through. Here I'm just showing you guys that I plucked it, and honestly, if y'all want a video on this, I got y'all. I'm not the best plucker in the world, but I can show you guys my method to make it look semi-natural or kind of natural. I don't know. If y'all like the way this looks, then hit me up. I did end up plucking it a little bit more. Sometimes you over-process your hair when you bleach the knots, and this is how I recover my hair. If you guys want a video on that, I can also do that. Just leave in the comments videos that you would like me to do. So basically, I just re-dyed the roots, and if you want an in-depth video on that just by itself, I got y'all. And when I do my in-depth videos, I definitely will take more time on it rather than just showing you this. It will be more beginner-friendly.
Shout out my mucus. Cause you know that be my slime. Shout out my mucus. That be my slime. That be my slime.